Yeah, the athleticism of some of these guys is getting to be amazing that you didn't see in years past. I can't hear you. Yeah, when they get here, we'll look at all of them. We'll watch them all. Oh, I don't think there's any doubt. Yeah, he just continue to improve as a receiver and a pass blocker, but running the football, he's solid. No, the first thing is the hardest thing to evaluate is a heart and a head. You can see everything else, but I call it grit. Whether they have leadership skills, why guys follow them, and they can make guys believe in them. That's the hardest thing to find out. Yeah, I mean it's always been that way. You try to keep all your guys as much as you can, and then just start the draft process with free agency and fill all the holes. Oh, we always do, every position. But, yeah, we're looking at everybody. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I feel fine. I mean, some things can be corrected, so, yeah. Well, I don't know if there's a better pair in the league, so... Oh, they're fine. Yeah, they both passed the physicals. Yeah, so they're good. No, I don't talk to too many guys anyway, but we've texted a couple of times. That's about it. No, I've had Andrew Luck as a rookie, had Carson Palmer later in his career. I just like working with winners, and so that's the biggest thing, and trying to evaluate, can they do it for you? Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know. Probably all pitching baseballs instead of throwing footballs, but I don't. Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know. No, I don't think I've ever had a left-hander that I can remember. That's one of the hardest things because you don't usually get to know it until you got them, and that's where the mistakes come in. So you try to do all your homework on the guy. How smart is he on the board, in the classroom, and get everything you can know about him on and off the field. I thought he progressed. I would have hoped to seen more, some of those mistakes in those last 3 or 4 ball games I would like to see erased, and hopefully they will be. I feel pretty solid about it right now, but yeah, we're always looking, always looking in really every position. But I like Ronald, I like TJ, and Dari. So there's always a spot for another young one. I thought he really progressed well this year. I think the area that he still can pass blocking, blitz pickup, and receiving skills, he can improve on. But his running ability, he can really run the football. Yeah. Yes and no. I think it's still an individual thing. That guy has to prove to me it's not a problem. It's not going to be a problem. So, yeah, I mean, that's always been a part of it. I think the relaxation of the rules hopefully it's not a problem. Yeah, who gets that extra home game? Who gets the extra home game? That's what I want to know. The one thing about labor, as a coach, you ain't got shit to do with it, so you might as well just buy in. You know what I mean? So whatever they decide, we'll do. Yeah, about 30%, hopefully, or less. You know, you'd like to say, shit, I got him. You know, but you never know until you get him. He could be. He could be. Yeah, I think the All-Star games really help that because you get to see them in pads, especially linemen, you know, Senior Bowl, those things where guys are out practicing, and that's a great evaluation. It's hard to evaluate linemen here, you know, in shorts. That's not how they play. So, but getting to know them personally is the big one here. From what I've seen so far, yeah. You know, that's one of the positions I've looked at a lot coming here, and it looks like a really deep class. It's getting that way, you know. When you draft a guy and he's never been in a three-point stance and he's going to go block J.J. Watt, it's going to probably be a problem for somebody, either the quarterback or the running back. So I think we need another spring league for offensive linemen, all right? To shorten practices for those guys is really hurting the game. I don't think so. You know, each year you've got free agency, and then you've got to draft, and you're building for the present and the future. So I don't think it really matters what's in next year's class. You know, you got to get your team ready to win this year, or you probably won't have a job next year. Yeah, it's amazing because you really don't know who's available, right? Because when the tags come out, and then you'll know. You get that short window to talk to somebody. The legal tampering period, you're really talking. You don't even know the guy's really going to be on the market. So it's a hard one to say that there's all these quarterbacks are out there. I think maybe 2 or 3 will be out there. It's really no different than any other position, but quarterback is the premier position. So you never thought you'd ever see Brady and a Breeze and all those guys' names be out there, and Drew's not really out there, you know. So what is door number 2? You know, you never know. We haven't made that decision yet. Yeah, it's still up in the air. When? When I know who else is available. Yeah, once we should know a lot by next week. You know. I don't think so. I mean, it's more of a personal thing to get it done. You know, I mean, his deep ball increased dramatically. So I don't think he had any problem seeing the guys that he's throwing to. So I mean, he has problem seeing the scoreboard sometimes. No. I think just seeing the athleticism of some of the guys now has changed from when I did Peyton Manning or Ben even coming out. You know, more athletic quarterbacks that are coming out of spread offenses. But you still, the one thing he had one of the greatest interviews I have ever had, right there with Andrew Luck and Peyton Manning, as far as knowing what the hell he's doing and how to play football. So there was no shock to me. He's great. Well, you've been around it 5 years, so you got some experience. You know, it was an easy decision for me to come back because of ownership and general manager, and I thought we had a really good young team. But I don't know if there's any easier or any harder. Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. I mean, when you're dealing with all the egos and everything you're dealing with. I'm all for it. You know, just get it right. You know, whatever it is, get it right, because it ain't getting right now. It's terrible. Oh yeah. Well, you know, last year we all met. And we wanted to make sure that the play that happened in the Saints-Rams game never happens again. All right? It could still happen. Because if it happens under 2 minutes, it's upstairs, you know. And we all wanted that play to be out of the game. All right? So correct an egregious mistake. I thought we had it in September, but in November it wasn't the same. So... Oh, definitely. Definitely, yeah. Oh, very important. He's one of the best blocking tight ends in the league, I think, and he's really improved as a receiver, so he's a big part of our plans. I think it helps a lot of their futures. One of the reasons to have a title. But I think I've always had a guy in charge of the running game, whether he had a title or not. So Goody's assistant head coach and run game coordinator. Byron's the offensive coordinator. He calls the plays. I mean, it's just a great collaboration of guys, you know. But I think teams that have it, it's easier to get the work week done, you know. No, I have not. I have not. Just the experience of it. I think, you know, there were times early in the season maybe we were trying to protect and played a little cautious that we did in the end of the season, you know. Yeah, yeah. I just like to throw. I like to throw the harder questions. You know, I don't ask a lot of questions. I just try to see if I can shake them up, have fun. No, I think throwing a baseball and a football are two totally different things. I think if you're training a quarterback to throw a baseball, you're probably going to blow out your elbow. I've been fortunate, you know, as a head coach, I've had two great general managers that we collaborate on everything. So it's never an ego problem, just what's best for our ball club. And you know, I've seen it the other way, and it was, if you got a personnel department and a football department, you're probably not winning. Yeah, I think it's really, really compatible, you know. Having worked with Jason in Arizona, and we had a great thing there, and we've taken it here. So it's I think last year's draft one of the best we've ever been around. Thanks, guys.